This is my oral presentation on my public service announcement on the importance of gender-based violence by myself, Jordan Smith. What is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence is violence that is directed against a person because of their gender. Both men and women can both experience this type of violence, but the majority of the victims are women and girls. It is very important to understand the word gender-based violence because it happens all around the world and it happens to a lot more people than you think. Why is it important for people to be aware of what gender-based violence is? It's important to educate people on where this is happening and how this is happening, because some people might not know that it is happening to them, even though it actually is. It's also important for people to be more aware and understand what gender-based violence is. It's also important to raise awareness for gender-based violence victims and their resources that are available to them, because a lot of people that are going through traumatic things in life don't understand that there is actually people out there to help them. So, the statistics in the US for gender-based violence is 1 out of 4 women experience physical gender-based violence by the intimate partner that they are with. For men, it's 1 out of 9 that experience physical gender-based violence by their intimate partner. Nearly 20 people per minute experience this. That equals out to be 10 million people in 1 year. If you think about it, that is a lot of people that are experiencing gender-based violence that could not know their resources or things that will help them get through these traumatic times that they are going through. Statistics for gender-based violence out of the country. First off, we have Mexico, with 70% of their females experiencing gender-based violence. Then we have Cuba at 26.6% of 5 million women that experience gender-based violence. Next, we have Colombia at 612 women who have been killed just because of their gender. How can they help what gender they are? And then lastly, we have India at 29.3% of women who have experienced gender-based violence. So as you can see with these statistics, it's not only happening in the US, it's actually happening all around the world. And these are some pretty big numbers for gender-based violence and females that are experiencing this type of violence. So it's not just your average 1 out of 100,000 people. It's a lot of people that are experiencing this type of violence. What can we do to stop gender-based violence? Well, we can educate people on gender-based violence. We could develop an action plan with them. The biggest thing I think to being able to stop gender-based violence is understanding the root of it. Where does it start? How should people identify gender-based violence? How do people understand that this is happening to them and that it is okay to seek help and to get out of that situation that they are in? Lastly, I think higher levels of punishment for the perpetrator. I feel that the punishment for perpetrators for gender-based violence is really not the best. I mean, people should be punished at a harsher level if they are doing this to females, and not only females, but males as well. Some of the resources that you can either tell people about, or if you are experiencing gender-based violence, some of the resources that you could use is the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which their number is listed right there as 800-799-7233. That is a hotline where you could call at any time, and they will walk you through steps on either how to get help or how to get out of a situation if you need it. The next one that you can do is the International Medical Corps, and they can be reached by either email, webpage, online chat, also by appointment. So, appointments you can make online, and these are just some resources that will help you get through this tough time that you are in. The summary of my presentation: gender-based violence can happen anywhere. If you know of anyone that this is happening to, help them. Help them get to the resources that they need. Because in this time where they are experiencing this type of violence, it's very hard for them to understand that this is happening to them. And they might not even understand that it's actually happening to them. They might not think that this is happening to them, but that's why these resources are out there, to help them and to help them understand and educate themselves that they should seek help and that they shouldn't be in that situation. Resources to help them is a big one, and also just to get out of that violent situation. My contact information, if you have any questions, my email is jsmit48@brockport.edu. Thank you so much for watching my presentation about gender-based violence. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.